Hey, everybody, it's Saturday afternoon, May 27th. The Rays are at home against the Dodgers tonight in games two. I said tonight, just about, actually, it's 2:15, so about an hour and 45 minutes from now, first pitch between the Dodgers and your Rays over here at Tropicana Field. Of course, I'm out here in front of Ferg's, the world-famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill, which is down here on Central Avenue, just below 16th Street in the Edge District of Staines Street. I screwed that one up. Thanks to the Clearwater Bullets, the girls' fast pitch softball team over here. They're over here collecting some funds, trying to get to Myrtle Beach to play in the state tournament, and I appreciate them helping me out. We're helping each other out there, getting set up out here. The vibe here on the streets of St. Petersburg is electric, whatever you want to say. There's Dodger fans. Of course, they're traveling well. They won the World Series back in 2020. They stole it from your Rays. I kid. But they got some Dodger fans. But more importantly, so many Rays fans are down here tonight. Of course, tonight's pitching matchup, Clayton Kershaw versus, of course, Tyler Glasnow, who's back with the big club. And everyone's excited about that. You can actually, I want to say palpable, but the excitement here on the streets of St. Petersburg is pretty solid. The Rays, just about an hour and a half. Again, first pitch against those Los Angeles Dodgers. The Rays won game one last night. Game two coming up today from Tropicana Field. It's a Cup of Ray from out here in front of Ferg's. Come by, buy me a beer. Come on in here and say comment. What are y'all thinking today? It's a Saturday afternoon. 4 days left in May. Mental Health Awareness Month. Make sure we're doing some of that. It's a Cup of Ray out here from the sidewalks at Ferg's in St. Pete. Hey, everybody, welcome back again. I am so sorry about this shot. I'm not going to lie to y'all, guys and girls. I've been here since literally almost a little bit afternoon. Of course, coach is running around getting his place ready. Just what you're able to do down here at the world-famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill is bring everybody in and not only accommodate everybody pregame before they cross underneath First Avenue South here, just in the tunnel right here, and go over to Tropicana Field for tonight's matchup between the Dodgers and, of course, your Tampa Bay Rays. Coach is getting ready, locking it down, and I'm like, okay, I want to go for so many places I wanted to bring my show live to try, because really at the end of the day, at the end of the show, it's just about bringing the vibe that's going down here on the mean streets of St. Petersburg in the Edge District. And people are just excited. And I don't know if it's the fact that you're Rays the best team in Major League Baseball, the fact that Tampa Bay continues to be a thing. Also, Tyler Glasnow again back on the bump again tonight versus Kershaw for those Dodgers. Just a lot of people really excited here. Let me get the comments up here in case we get a comment in here. First comment today gets a Yanking Crank Extreme Fishing hat. Christopher Cole. Prove me wrong, Chris, and be the guy. So, yeah, I'm down here, and I'm like, it's starting to get a little more crowded, so I had to accommodate because I'm going right now. This show's starting here at 2:20, and by 3 o'clock, 3:15, it's going to be standing room only. And, of course, that's because everybody's down here grabbing the wings, grabbing those Best of the Bay hamburgers, having a few drinks, maybe you're having a good time with some friends, the dog park, or upstairs, of course, the new full swing simulators. Shout out to Coach and down here at the world famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill with the full swing simulators. I went upstairs. I wanted to get a feel for it because they set the bar up there, and we know about that. It used to be the Eagles Nest where a lot of Eagles fans would come and watch their Eagles fans. Or now we've kicked them out of here. We've made it our golf clubhouse, if you will, the 19th hole clubhouse. Mike Rickard and a Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection had a nice post on it this week, and I walked up there, and I'm like, there's a party of 10 swinging at golf clubs, playing around, whatever. I didn't ask them what course they were playing. And then, of course, down the backside, out on the bottom level, another full swing simulator, and people having a great time out here. But really, if you're down here today at the world famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill, You're getting ready, for whether you're here to go over to Tropicana Field, which most I think everybody here is, because judging by the amount of Rays gear, the amount of Dodgers gear, but even if you're not actually going over to Tropicana Field, you'll be staying here with us, those of us that stay here, and watch the game on one of the 100 and something TVs that Coach has down here at the world famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. No comment yet. So yeah, I was like, I just wanted to come down and just feeling the vibe on a Saturday afternoon. And, I started the show off talking about today's the 27th, and there's only 4 days left in May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. And make sure we're doing a checkup from the neck up. We're also checking out our brothers and sisters. Do our brothers and sisters check. Just message them, let them know you care, let them know you're thinking about them, because not only do I pose how great that makes you feel to let a friend know that you're thinking about them, but also someday it'll come back when you're least expecting it, but probably needing it most. And it's a good thing. So go ahead. There's not much. You can talk about last night's victory, talk about Jose Siri and the offense the Rays continue to put out there. But I'm going to talk about the fact again, and this goes right along the same lines as baseball is a marathon, not a sprint. Is the fact that, okay, Tyler Glasnow is back on the bump tonight. We've been waiting for this kid. Of course, he missed a year with the Tommy John. And, of course, he had some core issues. And so this is his first time pitching in 2022. First time pitching going back to late 2021. And the feeling on the street here is just like the Dodgers are throwing Kershaw up against us. We're throwing Glasnow against them. They're going to get it on across the street there at Tropicana Field in just about an hour and a half. Let's do this thing. And the fact of the matter is, Tyler Glasnow coming back from that injury, we know what Tyler Glasnow meant as we get Jeffries gets injured and Zach Eflin is still rocking it. And, of course, Rasmussen on the 98 DL. And, of course, you still have Sugar Shane McClanahan, who just pitched last night and got that victory over those Dodgers last night. We know how much the pitching for this Rays team and what that means as far as the success that this team will have on the field. But one of the reasons we've posed, and you guys and girls know this, we've posed in 2023, the reason why this Rays team is having success, it isn't just the pitching. It's the hitting. It's the fielding. It's that general overall team chemistry. It's been fantastic. Did I do this already? Hold on 1 second. Let me just check this out. And exactly what does it say when the views on the show go up when I run my runner? Got my first comment in here. That's all I needed. My boy, Tim. Tim, bring it up here. Wait, where is it? I had it. Tim says, what's up, Ray? Tim, what's up, brother? Thank you so much. I apologize again for the shot. I could probably cheat it up a little bit so you don't have to see my complete cross shot. Hold on 1 second. See there? A little better. Always adjusting the shot, but I was visiting my mom this morning. We had a great morning. Her and I spent about almost 5 hours this morning. She's up with an ACL left there in Clearwater, doing a lot better. Thank you guys and girls for those of you that have reached out and asked how Mom's doing. Mom's doing better. And Mom's like, well, what are you going to do today? She knew the Dodgers were in town and the Rays were playing the Dodgers. And I'm like, I was going to go to the game, but as it turns out, went online, tried to get some tickets for today's game, and it turns out not a lot of tickets available over there at Tropicana Field for today's matchup between your Rays and the Dodgers from Los Angeles, formerly of Brooklyn. But that's okay. I'm like, I'm going down to Ferg's. I'm going to do a show. Grab one of those. Oh, God bless it. They're so good. Those Cubans and French fries they sell here at Ferg's, and probably have a lunch. Watch the Rays. beat up on the Dodgers for a few innings down here on one of these many little party areas of coaches. Maybe I'll stay the entire time down here at Ferg's. Tim also says, just got done mowing the lawn. Good wishes for your brother. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. Yeah, got to mow the lawn. Got to mow the lawn a little more because we're starting to get that rain now, right? And so we're starting to get that lawn growth. Appreciate that. But, again, I wanted to go ahead and say this because we could be sitting here 4.5, or actually today's with the pitch clock, with the pitch clock in today's baseball, probably 2.5 hours from now because the game will probably be over just under 2. But we could be sitting here again 2 hours from now. You got Tyler Glasnow pitching for your Rays against Clayton Kershaw for those Dodgers, and what a lockdown pitcher Clayton Kershaw has been. As much so as Glasnow has been for the Rays in the past before he started having injury issues. And we could be sitting here 2.5, 3 hours from now going, okay, well, the Dodgers got the second game. It's now 1-1 with the rubber game tomorrow, the getaway game tomorrow with your Rays and the Dodgers. But the excitement down here, I saw so many Glasnow jerseys, people walking around. They're really ready to get your Cy Young Rays pitcher, get Tyler Glasnow up in there, to get him back and get him in the fold. And, of course, like I said, I mentioned at the beginning, Jeffrey Springs, we brought him in here. And, of course, he's out for the season with the Tommy John jersey. But, again, Zach Eflin, we bring him as a free agent and what he's meant for this team. And, of course, with Rasmussen out in the 90-day DL. And, of course, with Shane McClanahan, who was victorious last night in that victory over the Dodgers. But what does Tyler Glasnow mean to your 2023 Rays? And maybe it's all about perspective, right? Because here we are, we're the best team in baseball. We're locking it down, got the great record, got the run differential over 99 runs, 100 home runs, most in major leagues. And now we get a stud like Tyler Glasnow back in the fold. And I mean, you got to remember, it's all about putting pieces of a team together and making sure that all meshes and plays well. And with your Rays, you find that usually these pieces, they do play well. And Tyler Glasnow coming back does play well with this Rays team. But, today's our first chance to see this as they play the Dodgers from Los Angeles across the street. Andrew Faubert, where's the golf at? Andrew, first of all, I owe you an apology last night. We'll go there another time. I am so sorry. I had a little emergency on my end, and I was supposed to get into with Faubert last night, and I appreciate the invite, brother. Looking forward to it. Golf is right upstairs. If you look down the sidewalk here, of course, this is all the groups coming into Ferg's to get some of those Best of the Bay wings and burgers, or going just in front of me here, going down underneath First Avenue South that goes under the road and comes up right over there at Tropicana Field. You go up the stairs behind me, go down a little ways and up the stairs, and it's in the 19th hole clubhouse, and they're full swing simulators. I know that Coach and Jake, they spent a pretty good point to get them out here to have that, to be able to have your golf leagues and the people. And I'm telling you what, it's standing room only in there. Make sure you call ahead and make those reservations if you want to come down and swing the clubs a little bit, if you will, or smack the orb while you have a great lunch down here at the world famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill, because there's some people in there having a great time. But yeah, it's upstairs there, my friend. So right about now, when I'm not getting a whole lot of runners, it's starting to get a little picked up here. It's starting to get a little more exciting on the main streets of St. Petersburg. I always default back to the whole thing. Again, I'm going to say this. Every time I let my guard down, every time I'll ignore it or I won't pay attention to it, some other idiot steps up and, well, the Bucks are supposed to be third in the NFC South this season, or the Bucks are going to finish fourth behind Carolina, who just put Bryce Young and Frank Reich gets just ahead of the Falcons, who fall just behind the Saints. And, of course, this week the big news is John Gruden. John Gruden is working with Derek Carr in New Orleans. And, Dennis Allen at New Orleans defense, you got to figure that it's like, the irony there is, right, so it was 2002 and Tony Dungy gets fired. They trade 2 1s, 2 2s, and $8 million the Bucks do, the Glaciers, to bring in John Gruden, to bring in just enough offense to win Super Bowl 37 with Tony Dungy's defense, with Tony Dungy's team. But now the narrative in 2023 is that John Gruden is out there. He's working with Derek Carr, working with those New Orleans Saints, because Dennis Carr is a defensive-minded coach. And I'm like, I'm glad to see. First of all, I've said this all along. I cannot go back. I will not condone. I will not let go. I will not say it should be, it's water under the bridge. The emails that John Gruden was supposed to have taken, remember the 260,000 emails, of which 5,000 of which with the Washington commander Redskins investigation we got to see through John Gruden under the bus. John Gruden gets pulled out of the Buccaneer Ring of Honor faster than you could say anything. And now John Gruden is back, and I'm glad to see it because I never thought John Gruden was a racist or a hateful person. I think that he may have been guilty. And I'm paraphrasing here. I don't know John Gruden, and I did not sleep at the Gruden's house last night here in St. Petersburg or Tampa Bay. I didn't think he was a hateful, bigoted idiot. I think he was guilty of participating, and I think he was mad at Brian Glazier at some point and said some things about the owner of your Buccaneers. I think he said some things that he truly regrets having said, or he definitely regrets having put down on paper some of the stupid things that they said. But I didn't think he had done anything enough to make him get completely vindicated. Again, he talked about Brian Glazier, the owner of your Buccaneers, Brian Glazier, of course, son of Malcolm Glazier. So maybe from that standpoint, get him out. But don't forget, we go back, and I mean, literally, I'm sure that the people that know, the ones that have the money, the ones that own the team, the ones that own all the toys, they probably knew what was coming down the pipe. But I mean, literally 5 minutes in the investigation where they come out with those 5,000 emails, while the other 245,000 emails were pushed under the carpet that had, Bruce Allen and went all the way up to Roger Goodell's office with his underling or all that stuff. Just the ones that got John Gruden thrown out of his job are the ones that surface. Okay, we all know how that works. But to hear, I hope you guys and girls, Buccaneer fans, we don't want to hear the Saints doing anything to make themselves better, but to hear that John Gruden's working with Derek Carr and working with the Saints as an offensive, I think that, okay, I think he maybe deserves that. I think John Gruden's put in his time. Hopefully he'll come out at some point after he sued the NFL, which he did, and he comes out and he explains exactly what he was part of, unless it's already been pushed too far underneath the carpet, that the NFL is just like, yo, we're good. Work with the Saints. Keep your mouth closed, John. We're good. Isn't that the way big money works, though? Mike Stover in here. Mike Stover says, I'm going to tomorrow's game. Fantastic, brother. So we got Glasnow today. We had McClanahan last night, which probably tells me we have Eflin tomorrow. I mean, the Rays are just putting them up. And even if we go to a starter situation, you're still going to see Wander Franco and Yandy Diaz and Isaac Paredes. And you're going to see, Siri in center field. And, of course, Randy Arozarena there in left field. Tim Hughes says, NFC South is up for grabs. Any of the 4 teams could win it. I'll tell you what, Tim, so I like that. I mean, I think that's at least fair enough at the end of the day, saying here, competitively speaking, that whereas, I'm not trying to like revisionist backward make up for or try to explain why the Buccaneers winning the NFC South at 8-9 in 2022 is supposed to be that big a deal. You play the ones in front of you, right? No, I'm kidding. But the Bucs won that second consecutive NFC South. But I'm still looking at this team with a Frank Reich and a Bryce Young and a Dennis Allen with a John Gruden and a Derek Carr. And, what we have over here, Arthur Smith and Jonnu Smith and Kyle Pitts and whatever they're doing there. I still 100% would bet the house on the fact that the Buccaneers have the best shot of the 4 teams in the NFC South of winning the South in 2000. The only drawback being the fact that they're playing, even at 8-9, they're playing that first place schedule this year, which means it's the Eagles, which means they play, these teams. But I still say with this Todd Bowles defense and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and the fact that you're still, I know Dave Canales is putting a new offense together, but I still don't see it where the Panthers, the Saints, or the Falcons, I just don't. And again, it's not rose-colored glasses. I just don't look at them and get scared. Ooh, Arthur Smith, maybe he figured out how to use tight ends. Ooh, maybe Frank Reich's going to get lucky his first year out because Carolina has a decent defense. Ooh, maybe John Carr is going to unlock Derek Carr. Even though he couldn't unlock him in Vegas, he's going to, or in Oakland, he's going to lock him all of a sudden in New Orleans with that Dennis Allen defense. Stuttering John, brother, it's good to see you. It's time we arrest Trump and arrest the Jew. Okay, terrorists. Avis told Germany's aren't. I'm going to read this because I'm fine. Arrest Trump and DeSantis now. Biden and Harris. Okay. Wow. So it's been a long time since anything's went that political. And I'm not afraid to touch anything that political other than to say, not today. Because today I'm celebrating the Rays and Tyler Glasnow getting back against Dodgers. Mike Stover says even Warren Sapp defends Gruden, so all those people behind the witch hunt need to pack it in and put Gruden back in the Ring of Honor. Mike, I'm glad you said that because my problem was is the fact they pulled him out of there like instantly. I mean, they literally had the placard covered in the Ring of Honor the next day. And as much as we have this, does Tom Brady belong in a Ring of Honor? Of course he does. Is it going to be in 2023 we put him in? Well, New England's going to be stroking him for a while. So you got to let them have their piece because, he was the greatest of all time and he played in New England for 102 years. He came here for 3 years. What are the Buccaneers doing to rush him into the Ring of Honor moving forward? And, of course, they got John Gruden out of there fast. Now, here's the thing. No matter what John Gruden does, especially working with the Saints, he's not going to work his way back into the Buccaneer Ring of Honor. But revisionist history can't take away what John Gruden meant to this 2003 or this 2002 Buccaneers team as we win 37 against the Oakland Raiders and bring home the first championship of team history. So, yeah, I agree with that, Mike. Tim Maine says running game will be critical. And have you seen that Rachaad White? Have you seen the size of this guy, Tim? I mean, you got Keyshawn Vaughn. We've got guys, we've got dogs, but you see Rachaad White, who's going to be he's your bell cow running back. He's your RB1, right? Out of Arizona State, the hands, the catching, what he's going to mean as a relief valve out of the backfield for Kyle Trask, or if Baker Mayfield's getting some mop-up duty. Of course I'm going to say that, but yeah, this running back, it's going to be so important because I think that this Dave Canales offense is going to be with these hogs, with these dogs on this offensive line with a Ryan Jensen and a Mock and a Gadecki and a Tristan Wirfs, and we're putting them together, right? That run game is going to be crucial to the success the Buccaneers have in 2023. So, of course, your Buccaneer running backs are going to be a crucial part of that piece as the Bucs look to get their third consecutive NFC South title in 3 years. Mike Stover says a lot of people are underestimating us, and I hope it backfires in their face. Mike, cheers to that. I'll drink to that, but then again, I'll drink to anything out here. You talk about underestimating. But there's a difference, Mike, between underestimating, which I believe we all agree that the entire world, which is fine. Hey, underestimated us. Give Coach Todd Bowles locker board material to put up there as we face those Vikings and Justin Jefferson in week 1 and Kurt, they're going to rock us. And then the Bears in week 2, the Bears come to Tampa, how we're supposed to be afraid of that. Underestimate us because you will regret that. But to say that the Buccaneers are 31st out of 32 teams in the league in power rankings because we lost Tom Brady, who, be honest with you, on all levels being equal with 2022, Tom was going through that real crap, for lack of a better term, as I got the Clearwater Bullets over here. I don't want to. The girls are out here really working hard to get to Myrtle Beach. I will wish them the best of luck. But Tom's going through that real stuff. But all of a sudden, Tom steps exit stage left, and now you got Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask battling for number 1 and Dave Canales. But with this Todd Bowles defense and Vita Vea and Devin White and just what the Buccaneers bring to the table. And I'm literally supposed to look at that and go, yeah, Peter King, I buy it. 31st in power rankings. You're right. Peter King, I should cede to you. I mean, you're 103 years old with the brain of a 112-year-old. You know more than I'll ever know. And you do, because Peter King, I've been reading him since Sports Illustrated back when I used to go out every Tuesday morning and run out to my mailbox to get my SI. It was like the first thing I ever got, the first subscription I ever got. I've said this before here on Cup of Ray. Every Tuesday I run out to get my Sports Illustrated. Peter King's been locking it down forever and ever. Forever and ever, baby. But not in 2023. As you tell me the Buccaneers are 31st in the league in power rankings? Peter King. Ben Cornett. Ben, thank you, bro. What's up, Tampa Bay Ray, brother? Just trying to lock it down like you are. I hope the shot's okay. I'm just out here. This place is getting crazy. They got people over here, people over here. Of course, the Rays play the Dodgers across the street there at Tropicana Field. Just about first pitch is an hour and 25 minutes. So just having a great Saturday afternoon here in St. Petersburg, Ben. Good to see you, brother. Mike says Peter King always counts us out. Yeah, and here's the thing about Peter King. I generally like him. I mean, he definitely is an inside guy with the knowledge and, brings it. But I was talking to Peter Blake about this from the PHP studios the other night. By the way, guys and girls, I got a chance to see some behind the scenes work today. Keep it here. Follow the Sports Web. Of course, if you're seeing me here, you're following Peter Blake on his Facebook page. Follow me. Wait till you see what we got going on with these PHP studios and the fact that we're going to be not only creating podcasts, but intermingling and creating some seriously great, entertaining content. Buried a lead, though, some really great professional studios. It's exciting times to be a part of this group right here. So buckle up and stay tuned, Buttercup. Ben Cornett says, and due respect, my Dodgers are going to grab the next 2 games against the Rays, sir. Well, wait a minute, Ben. Okay, yeah, you like the Vegas Knights and the Dodgers, huh? I'll tell you what, this game tonight, and I'm sure, Ben, you'll be watching it out there where you are, bro. I'll be watching it here. I might go across the street here and try to get in that game with my press credentials, see if they still work. Buried a lead, they do. Kershaw versus Tyler Glasnow. It's a big deal down here in St. Petersburg. They had the last night's game in which the Rays beat the Dodgers, but I'll go around TVs. They had some games today. The Tigers playing at home Detroit, but the feeling on the street here in St. Petersburg is quite exciting as we get ready to see the best team in Major League Baseball. And no, Ben, it's not your Dodgers. They're close, maybe a close fourth. The best team in Major League Baseball being these Tampa Bay Devil Rays versus those Los Angeles Dodgers here across the street in just over an hour. I love it. Christopher Cole says, hey, Ray. Christopher Cole, good to see you, brother. Did you get the hat? Christopher, did you get that hat? I want to know. I sent you and Carl those hats this week, and I hope you did because I tell you what, they're exciting. I almost wore that Extreme Fishing shirt down here again from Yank and Crank. If you guys and girls are checking out Yank and Crank, go to yankandcrank.com, check it out. And just do me a favor, when you're looking at those shirts, right? You're looking at the Kingfish and the Grouper, all the different variations of the fishing, the Extreme Fishing shirts. Just remember that you heard it here first. The cotton, such high quality. You won't get a tag on the Yank and Crank shirts. It's embroidered in the back of the T-shirt because this is the kind of company that Yank and Crank is. They're not gonna hit you with a tag on the backside because you can't be out fishing. You can't be out extreme fishing and get hit with a tag on your shirt. No, it's embroidered in the shirt, high quality cotton, buried elite, best artistry around. Check out Yank and Crank. Ben Cornett says, no doubt Rays are the best team in Major League Baseball now. Still, should be a good game tonight. Yeah, Kershaw. Anytime you got Kershaw going, Ben, right? I mean, it's going to be a great game, but it's exciting down here. Thank you so much for coming in there because I was like, for a minute there, we weren't getting a lot of comments on the baseball game, and I'm like, maybe it's just me that I'm excited for this 4:05 first pitch between these Rays and these Dodgers. But no, it's actually a pretty exciting thing. Pretty good game. Christopher Cole says, yes, sir. All right, yes. I think that means yes, sir. You got it, Christopher? Good. I appreciate you, bro. So let's see where I'm at. Again, I know the light's kind of rough. Just trying to bring it to you down here, bring it to you live from the main streets. I'm going to go ahead and try this again. I'm out here at the Ferg, the world famous Ferg Sports. Oh, God. Hold on a second. Let me get it. I'm out at the world. No. Hold on. The world famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill down here on Central Avenue, just below 16th Street in the Edge District of St. Petersburg. And of course, if I'm talking Edge District of St. Petersburg, I'm also talking about 4 days from now, June 1st in June, the entire month of June. You guys and girls know it's Pride Month down here in St. Pete. And we do Pride right. So if you're out and about, you're coming down here for a Rays game at Tropicana Field, if it's during the month of June, make sure you wear your rainbow colors. Make sure you wear your colors in support. Make sure you just come down here ready to have a good time because I'll tell you what, a good time is what you're going to have. Mike Stover says, speaking of drinks, I had great flavored vodka on the rocks at View Rooftop Bar in Clearwater Beach. The view is awesome, Mike. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, the view is awesome. Yeah, great flavored vodka. Go, boy. I'm just drinking again. I'm out here at the world famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. The month of May was the TBBC, and the TBBC is they make Reef Donkey over here in Tampa, the Tampa Bay Brewing Company, which is what TBBC TBBC stands for, Tampa Bay Brewing Company, and of course, makers of Reef Donkey. And it's one of my favorites. So, yeah, great flavored vodka from the View Rooftop. I'll tell you what, Mike, the View Rooftop, and I hope others know because I've been up there, and obviously you've been. If you haven't seen the view from the View Rooftop, you need to get there because you're missing something. It's iconic. That's awesome, brother. Thanks for coming in here, Mike. So where are we at now? 30 minutes. Okay, I've kept you long enough, but not long enough to call it a show. What else we got here? Golf. Okay. Mike Broke, the golfer. He was the Mission Viejo golf pro who had the hole-in-one when he was playing last weekend with Rory McIlroy. He gets the invite to go this week. He gets the call from this week's tournament, which is down, I think, in Houston or somewhere in Texas. And the guy's like, hey, we've got an exemption for you, right? For those of you, maybe for those of you guys that don't know, because you girls, I know you all know, that a tournament exemption or a sponsor's exemption is basically the companies that put up millions of dollars to sponsor these PGA Tour events. They get what's called a tournament sponsors exemption, which means they retain the right to invite anyone they want to come to be in a tournament, like a Tiger Woods or like a John Daly or like a what have you. And of course, they extended the invite after the Mission Viejo Pro Golf Pro last week has the hole-in-one in 15. Qualifies for next year's PGA by tying at 15, but of course, after they played on Thursday 2 days ago, he was 149th out of 150 participants. Still happy for the guy. Still thought it was a great moment as we're trying to figure out this whole PGA versus the Live Tour. And of course, we saw this week with Brooks Koepka, who's on the Live Tour. He wins the PGA Championship. So we're trying to figure out this whole, PGA, Live, Brooks Koepka, and at the end of the day, I think most of you guys and girls are like me. I'm never going to shoot below par. I wish. I mean, I've had a 4 on a par 5. I've had a 3 on a par 4. But let's be honest. At the end of the day, I'm not going to ever shoot. Me personally, I'm never going to shoot below par for an entire 18-hole course. So maybe it's a little harder for me to understand. But in this day and age, when you've got PGA versus Live Golf, and Brooks Koepka wins the PGA, he spends all week getting drunk. And then he actually doesn't make it out in time for the press conference for the Live Tour, which is what he's part of. And then, of course, he still plays in that tournament. I think that reading between the lines, if I'm reading the tea leaves, and I'm not trying to put words in Brooks Koepka's mouth because he, was a fantastic, phenomenal golfer, but the fact that he partied all week after winning the PGA Championship and then he's late for Live, misses the press conference, but he still plays in the tournament, I think that you could almost say that Brooks Koepka is keeping it real. And by keeping it real, I mean he realizes that he went to Live for the $100 million payout, and he went to Live to get that because he plays 25% less, but still got paid more. But I think at the end of the day, after he just won the PGA Championship last weekend, I think he realizes that at the end of the day, the Saudis and Phil Mickelson and Greg Norman, the Shark, they're over here. But I think at the end of the day, he also realizes that the PGA is the biggest, baddest, pardon my lack of a better expression, bitch in all the land. I mean, it's the PGA. It's the Professional Golf Association that he just won. I'm not saying he purposely missed it, but he partied all week, and he was going to the Heat game and the Panthers hockey game and the Heat NBA game and loving life, and shows up late. A little bit of disrespect for the Live Tour as far as the press conference, but Mike Stover says, okay, no, we already got that one, Mike. I got you. Mike Stover says, I was able to get a free night there due to my Marriott Platinum status, bro. And you didn't call a brother? Seriously? You didn't call me? Mike, you're down here. You're getting the Marriott status, the Platinum status, and you can't call a brother and say, hey, come down. We'll get a bottle of that great flavor vodka. We'll turn it out. Seriously, man, what am I even doing this for, bro? Christopher Cole says, Block should have retired. I'll tell you what, Block. And Christopher, I love you, brother, because you're right. I mean, because Block had the best week of his life. He's playing with Rory McIlroy. He makes the cut. He hits a hole-in-one on 15. The world's going crazy. And if he just steps back from that and goes, I'm going back to Mission Viejo, put me on a box, put me on a cover of the Wheaties, a box of Wheaties or what have you. He gets what, $120 a lesson, 1 hour. He works 3 hours a week, but what have you. And I think that's the thing is because we love, not we being you and me, Christopher Cole and Mike Stover and myself, but, the media, they love to build you up. They love to put you way up here. And the minute you're up here, then they want to knock you out. And they put him way up here, the hole-in-one, the Mission Viejo. He's a golf pro. He played with Rory. He's got the exemption for this week. And then he, boom, pretty much bottoms out, which after the week that guy had with the family and the crying, I mean, the guy's definitely a professional crier. How could you I'd be surprised that he's a little bit, he's a little bit out of chutzpah when he gets there. But, yeah, you're like, if he'd have stepped back and went, no, I appreciate the tour exemption, but I'm going to stay here in Mission Viejo. I'm going to go back to – I got a lesson on Monday with a 12-year-old kid that spits when he talks because of his braces, and I don't want to miss it. If maybe he would have done that, he would have went a little further than, going out through the tour exemption and then finishing 150th out of 151 players. But that was a good comment, Chris. I see you get it. But I got a confession to make. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to break this to y'all without making anybody mad. Jackie, where are you? Let's come by and see me. Kyle Trask is your starter in 2023. As much as I want to tell you about, and believe me, I know about Baker Mayfield and Lincoln Riley and Oklahoma and Heisman, the game that this guy has, the moxie. At the end of the day, Dave Canales and this Buccaneers offense to complement this Todd Bowles Buccaneers defense, they don't need off script. They need come correct. And I'm telling you, after 2 years behind Tom Brady, after 2 years of just being a Buccaneers second-round pick out of the University of Florida, Kyle Trask, he's ready to come correct. I'm just saying this for you, man. I can't even get you to comment, bro. Come on. Let's see what else we have here. Actually, that's it. So what do we have here? Oh, God, it's 2:52. I still have an hour till the first pitch. The Tampa Bay Rowdies. I got nothing. It's been exciting times here in St. Petersburg, and as everybody wants to talk about the Rays and their bullpen. Oh, the Rays, they have a terrible bullpen. Do you guys and girls follow baseball? Because, every team in the – see that? Let me see that. My arm is – every team in the league has a terrible bullpen. The very nature of a bullpen is the bullpen is made up of a group of pitchers who are not yet quite starters, who are not yet their finishers. They're kind of in that middle ground where they've got a great pitch they've been throwing their entire life. They got a good changeup or a great four-seam fastball, a four-seam fastball or a curveball. So they work their way into the middle of a rotation, into a bullpen. They come in as specialists, right? They come in and they lock down 1 or 2 or 3 outs. They lock down a team for 1 inning, and then they get out. That's the very nature of a bullpen. But this whole thing with the Rays bullpen may be their weakest link. I don't know. I mean, we're young, and the very nature of what Eric Neander and this Rays organization does with, trading while the commodities are hot and getting low and bringing them in here so they can expand here and players can come to fruition here. A Rule 5 player, pitcher, or what have you. I mean, the very nature of what these Rays do is that they depend on that. And so I think it's pretty easy to say, oh, the Rays bullpen, they really blew some. Well, yeah, I mean, because you can't have the best hitting team in the league behind the best starting pitching rotation in the league and also the best defense in the league with a Wander Franco and a Josh Lau. You can't have all that. And at some point, you got to come down a list of things that a baseball team has, and you're going to go, okay, wow. So they've got a weak bullpen. Guess what? 28 Major League Baseball teams, 25 of them have weak bullpens. It's the reason why a bullpen, by its very nature, is a bullpen. It's because they're not yet ready for prime time. They're not your starters. They don't have that arm. They don't have that body of work yet that puts them in, to start a game and pitch the first 5 innings. Whoa. I got more comments. Tim A says, and that's Kyle. Tim, I don't know what that's for, but that's awesome because it made me laugh. And then Tim Hayden says, Kyle is very smart. I think Kyle is smart. Ralph Williams says, yeah, right, Ray. The Pirates bullpen has been about the same. Right, Ralph? And it's not that I'm not. I mean, a bullpen, again, by its very nature, is the pitchers that are not basically if they were being Second City Chicago, they're not quite ready for primetime players. They're not like right there. They're not Tyler Glasnow or Rasmussen or Sugar Shea McClanahan or even Zach Eflin for your Rays or for the Pirates. They're not the Pirates. Man, I'll tell you what, Ralph. Pirates are a good team. I'll tell you what, Pirates are a great team, gritty defensive team, good pitching. Their defenses, they're going to live or they're going to die by that defense. If they're going to live by that defense, they can smoke you because that defense is hot. That defense is young, makes some mistakes, it costs them a game. I like those Pirates. But, yeah, I think I agree with you 100%, Ralph. Thank you. What else have I got here? I talked about the fact that we're 27th of the month. We got 4 days left mental health awareness month. And, of course, June 1st brings in Pride Month, which one would pose – after the shit's been going down here in Florida lately, I think I need Pride Month to get me to a better mental place. I won't go any further into that, but also with the Rays playing across the street against the Dodgers in just over an hour, that's going to be exciting. Buccaneers will be getting into the OTAs. I love the fact that you hear about the fact that the Buccaneers have like a 91% or somewhere north of 91% involvement rate or participation rate with your veterans and learning this this Dave Canales offense, which I don't know. I'm going to think about this. Tampa Bay through the spring into early summer. Yeah, not really that bad of a place to have to hang out. So, if my team has a new offensive coordinator, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Kate Otten, if my team has a new offensive coordinator, Ryan Jensen, Coach Keefe, Tristan Wirfs, if my team has a new offensive coordinator, anyone on this Buccaneers offense or this defense, why would I want to be anywhere but here in Tampa Bay? Getting ready for the 2023 season, learning this new offense, and then being here in Tampa Bay where I'm sitting out here on a beautiful May 27th day, and I'm not even breaking it. Now, I did have to change my shirt. I was sweating I had a black long sleeve shirt on I wore down here. I had to change that. I haven't had to change this shirt because the humidity is just low enough to where you're out here just enjoying yourselves. I hope you guys are seeing a little bit of the people having a good time back and me getting ready to go over to the Rays Dodgers game there at Tropicana Field. Ralph Williams says, Ralph, we already did that one. Ralph Williams says, you're right, Ray. The Pirates bullpen has been about the same. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Ralph. Let me go back here. Ben Cornett says, no doubt, Ray. No doubt the Rays are the best team in Major League Baseball right now. You see, Ben, now I'm looking back on that comment there, Mr. Ben Cornett. No doubt the Rays are the best team in Major League Baseball now. Come on, Ben. What are you kidding here? Still, should be a good game tonight. Yeah, no, I'm kidding with you. Christopher Cole says, yes, sir. Christopher, thank you. Mike Stover says, speaking of drinks, I had a great flavored vodka on the rocks at the View Rooftop Bar in Clearwater Beach. Appreciate you. Mike Stover says, I was able to get a free night there due to my Marriott Platinum. Oh, wait, so, yeah, you still didn't invite me, Mike. So I'll have to work on that, bro. Christopher Cole says, Block should have retired. I covered that one, yeah. Kyle Haynes says, or Tim Haynes says, Kyle is very smart. Ralph Williams says, Ray, the Rays, you're right, Ray, the Pirates bullpen is the same. So, really, you guys got nothing else? Let me give you guys a subject to talk about. Yeah, I've got nothing. I just wanted to come down here and do a show down here. I tell you what, we got the 19th hole connection up here. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to get off here and go grab one of the world's best Cuban sandwiches. And what you guys girls do, if you're down here at the world famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill, which is down here on Central Avenue, just below 16th Street in the edge of St. Petersburg, come to Ferg's and order the Cuban, okay? Get the $1 upcharge for the French fries. It's the best meal they got here, and that's exactly what I'm going to go do. Let's see, 3 o'clock. So what do you guys and girls think? Is it time for me to go across the street and see if I can get some free tickets for tonight's game? Or if my press credential still works to get in the Tropicana Field? I think it's time. Sorry, I'm just making sure I pull this up. So yeah, thanks for just joining me for that little pre-Rays versus Dodgers pregame show from down here at the world famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill. I'm going to go ahead and see my guy Tim, who's the man in the box over here playing the music, spinning them out there, see if I can get me one of those Cubans. And then I'm going to head over to Tropicana Field for tonight's game. Again, Justin Verlander. It's Clayton Kershaw versus Tyler Glass now, as the Dodgers will be here for game 2 tonight versus your Tampa Bay Rays. It should be a fantastic game. Hope you guys have a great afternoon. And even if as I finish this one, I don't know if you'll see me again tomorrow. But you guys and girls know how I finish every one of these things. Everyone needs to know someone cares today. Be the one that lets them know. It goes a long way. Love you guys and girls. Please share the show, and I'll see you guys on the other side. It's been a Cup of Ray down here at the world famous Ferg Sports Bar and Grill, which, by the way, if you guys and girls haven't heard yet, it's out here on Central Avenue, just below 16th Street, in the edge district of St. Petersburg. Have a great day.